Hi, and welcome to Trading Resources, the tools for traders. I'm StockScore's founder, Tyler Ballhorn, and I'm going to give you a quick look at the different types of trading software, both order entry and analytical. We'll look at the components of these programs, as well as talk a little bit about some of the providers of them. I'll also show you some of the websites that I use for my stock market research, how I find the trading opportunities that I carry out each day. All right, let's get into the types of trading software. We're going to focus on the software that your brokerage will provide for you, and then also the third-party providers. So typically when you open an account with a brokerage, they have some way of fulfilling your orders. That could either be web-based, like a website where you log into a website, you can then see your account, when to buy, when to sell, all of the tools on there for doing that. Some brokerages also offer you specialized software that you would install on your computer to execute your trades. So that's what I do. I have some software that I load each day, and I can do my buy and sell orders from there. The nice thing about that software is it gives me real-time streaming quotes, so I can see charts, current pricing, all that sort of thing. It's more and more important these days to also have a mobile platform. So when I am out away from my computer, but I want to keep an eye on my positions, maybe I want to execute an exit on a position that I own, I can do that from my cell phone, as long as you have a smartphone like an iPhone or an Android phone. So there's also some third-party software. I use a particular program that I'll show you in a moment that I use for real-time market analysis and really generating trading ideas through the trading day. Now, the more active a trader you are, the more important this software becomes. If you are an investor, a longer-term trader, you don't need to make decisions all that quickly. I think that the simplest of trading programs is sufficient. The web programs, the mobile platform, that allows you to buy and sell stocks quite simply using those programs. But as you get more sophisticated, as you work toward becoming a professional trader and maybe trading all day even, that's where some of that third-party software becomes important. So when we open up these programs, whether it's web-based or software-based or mobile-based, they will have some or all of these components. Most will have some kind of a chart mechanism where you can display the price action, hopefully in real time, on a daily interval, a weekly interval, but also intraday intervals if you are day trading. An order book is important. It displays the people lined up to buy, the people lined up to sell. It's not as important as it once was because decisions really aren't driven by the order book like they used to be. I find the order book nowadays quite deceptive in terms of what the message of the order book is. And if you don't know what order book is, go into the Making the Trade video elsewhere in the Getting Started area of the StockScore's Education Center, and you can learn a little bit about the order book. Now, of course, you're going to need to have a facility for entering the order. I'll show you that in a moment. It's nice to have a tool where you can have watch lists of stocks, so a simple list of the stocks that you're following and their current prices. I like tools that have a scanner built into them, and we'll look at some web-based scanners and also some of the scanners that are on some of the third-party software out there. And it's nice to have a tool that will alert you when a stock hits a certain threshold. And so most of the brokerage systems will do that, where if a price falls to a certain level, it'll flash an alert. Some alerts will actually send you an email or a text message even if you are not always in front of your screen. That's handy. And then there's also typically option chains. Now there's more components to most of this software, but these are the main ones. By the way, an option chain is just option pricing for those who like to trade options. So this is the brokerage system that I use. I'm an account holder with Disnat in Canada. And Disnat has a number of different platforms. This one's called DD Plus. They also have something called DD Extra and DD Pro. They all look the same as this one. The difference between DD Extra, DD Plus, and DD Pro is really just the number of charts that you can monitor at any one time. But you'll see that we have an order entry box over here where I can do orders like a market order, good till canceled, good till end of market, a stop, virtual trailing stop orders, that sort of thing. I can set my pricing in there, buy, sell. I can short sell from that box. Here's my watch list display. I can have a number of different watch lists, the stocks or ETFs that I might be following. This is my order book. Now the market was closed when I captured this image, but normally you would see all the people lined up to buy, all the people lined up to sell. And when I type in a symbol into this box, and you can see that I've typed in Microsoft, it will then activate the chart. So here I've got a intraday 5-minute chart going back 15 days. And I also have a daily chart of Microsoft so I can see the big picture. Here is the option chain box where you can see option pricings for calls and puts and different strikes and expiries. So all of that contained in one screen and allows me to very quickly fill my orders. Now, from a third-party standpoint, I also use something called TradeStation. What I like about TradeStation is that it allows me to write my own indicators and create my own strategies right within the software. So I really get closer to that algorithmic trading style that I talk about in the Making Your Trade video. You know, I have programmed my own indicators that put things like these little pink dots on the chart, little white dots. Those have some meaning to my trading methodology. We talk about that in some of the other videos in the Stock Scores Education Center. The real purpose of those dots is to alert me to stocks that meet the criteria of one of my strategies. And you can see that I can also track a list of stocks. I've built a little indicator here that shows my profitability, where I bought, where I sold, my sell price, and my total profitability on a particular trade. So there's some of the trades I did in the last couple of weeks. And it's all just revolving around the methodology of the Stock Scores approach. Now, the nice thing about this software and the broker software is it's very flexible. You know, I've set this particular screen up to have 2 charts, a 1-minute and a daily chart, a watch list. This is something called Radar Screen, which allows me to monitor 1,000 stocks for those that meet my basic criteria. And all of these things can be built and moved. Any one of these windows could be moved along and put in a different place. On my main trading computer, I actually have 8 screens, and so you can imagine that with 8 screens in front of me, I can have a lot of different charts open, a lot of different radar screens and market scanners and different kinds of tools that I'm all monitoring at once. And when I'm trading, I'm flipping back and forth between my TradeStation, where I'm doing my real-time analysis, and my brokerage system, DD Plus, where I'm executing my orders. Now, for some, you could trade through TradeStation as well. Some investors will only trade through their brokerage system. So if you had an account with Disnat, most people would never use TradeStation. Disnat gives you the real-time charting and allows you to watch those charts as they unfold throughout the day. So you don't necessarily need to have both. Because I'm a fairly serious trader, I do this all day, every day, I'm using both because I get different benefits out of both. All right, so as I said, from a provider standpoint, most brokerages will have a web platform, a software platform, and a mobile platform. So I use Disnat, so I'm going to show you what they have. They have something called DD Web, which is their web platform. DD Extra or DD Plus or DD Pro, those are all their trading software where it's installed on your computer, specific to the computer that you're on. And when I'm away from my machine, I'll use DD Mobile to get real-time quotes and execute trades in real time, but without having to be in front of my computer. Now, some of the third-party software providers, as I said, I use TradeStation. TC2000 is a lower-priced option, not quite as sophisticated as TradeStation, but still a pretty decent program. eSignal, again, similar, not quite as sophisticated, but at a lower price point, it's something that people like. My main reason for focusing on TradeStation is because I don't want to do what everyone else is doing. I want to build my own indicators, things that give me an edge, and TradeStation allows me to do that. I can program it with my own indicators and really have a tool that gives me an edge because not everyone else has those tools. And of course, any of the students that I have from my Active Trader course get my TradeStation indicators. You can learn more about that in other videos in the Stock Scores Education Center. Now, there's also a number of websites that I utilize. Websites, generally, if you look at financial websites, they either offer market scanning, charting, information sources, analysis, and education. So obviously, my website is the top of my list. It's the one I use the most, stockscores.com. It does market scanning, charting, analysis, and education. It's not really an information website. We do have links to news releases, but I think if you really want to dig deeper into the information, Yahoo Finance is a great choice for that. FinViz is also a pretty decent choice if you're looking for some information. If you're looking for fundamental analysis, Seeking Alpha is a good website. It can be a little bit biased, and I think you have to take a lot of what you read on there with a grain of salt, but it is that sort of analysis website where you can at least find out what other people think about a particular stock. Twitter is something that I really like as well, because you can enter in a symbol into Twitter and get all of the comments that people are making in real time. So anytime I see a hot stock moving quickly, I will go into Twitter and I will enter the symbol. But the key thing is, when you enter the symbol, put the $ in front of the symbol. That will let Twitter know that you are looking at a stock, and it will bring up the thread or the discussion around that stock. And I said in real time. There's lots of cheerleading, lots of stuff, people just flaunting how great they are with having bought or sold a stock. That's certainly a big part of what happens on Twitter, but you will get a few people that actually post some information about why that stock is moving. And so I usually, when I'm trading any stock, I'll usually check on Twitter to see if there's any good discussion around that stock. All right, so that's been an overview of the different types of trading resources that are out there. I hope that you found it useful. Keep in mind that I haven't gone into a lot of detail in this video about how to use those programs. That kind of information is contained in other lessons in the Stock Scores Education Center. Make sure you give those a look and pick the trading resources that are right for you.